Hello, my lovely. You didn't get to where you are in your business by doing shit the way that everybody else does. And you know that what got you to where you are now is not going to get you to where you want to be. And if you are listening to this podcast, it's because you want to be the go to for what you do better than anyone else. Your brilliance is the niche. Being you, that bold, unfuckwithable presence that you've secretly been craving to set free, she is in there. And that means you will have to burn some old bridges down. And attracting your people will also repel those who are not for you. Fucking hooray. Becoming a force of nature business and brand means no more Miss People Pleaser, no more hiding your turbo brain, no more dimming down jack shit. And if you have ever been told to tone it down as a woman with ADHD, it's time to tone your shit all the way the fuck back up. That is how you create unstoppable momentum in your business and visibility that is something you've been avoiding, but that you truly want. This podcast is about stepping into your upgrade, watering down anything, never change the fucking world. You were not born to be forgettable. And as one of my all-time favorite quotes says, well-behaved women rarely make history, and nothing about you or me is well-behaved, at least not anymore. In today's episode, which is part 3 of 4. So if you have not listened to parts 1 and 2, please go back. Make sure you listen for some context. And in this episode, I'm actually going to share about a client discussion that is the thing that led me to create these 4 episodes. And I'm going to talk about what came up in the discussion and why I wanted to bring it here so that you and I can have this little chitty chat. We do not straight up discuss money enough as women, and we have to knock that shit off and have these fucking discussions amongst ourselves. And I know that in a lot of higher level masterminds or one-on-one work, this is something that comes up and gets discussed, but I think there's just so much hush hush bullshit around it, especially for ADHD humans because of certain things we contend with, impulsivity and spending addictions and things like that, right? So we have to have these discussions, in my opinion, and that is why I am bringing this here to talk about. So from one force of nature to another, turn the volume up to an 11 and welcome to the Feral Women's Club. Welcome back to the ADHD Entrepreneur, the podcast for feral as fuck ADHD women who refuse to play by the fucking rules. Double fuck right there. My name is Carrie. I'm your host. I'm the chief weirdo of Carrie Out Loud. If you are new here, welcome. I am so freaking glad you're here. I'm glad you found the podcast. If this episode has an impact on you or it helps you in any way, do me a real quick solid. Subscribe and turn on the notifications. You'll be reminded to come back every Wednesday so we can hang out again. And also leave a 5-star rating and review on the episode you listened to that had an impact on you. This helps other women like you find this podcast. This magic little algorithm pushes it out to more people. And if you're watching on YouTube, hi, be sure to subscribe so that when new episodes come out, you can watch. Since I understand your ADHD, both professionally and personally, each episode has my business expertise filtered through the lens of having a feral fun house of a brain, also known as ADHD. If you're late diagnosed, if you're self-diagnosed, if you were diagnosed when you were younger, everybody is welcome here. So my approach, just so you know, to life and business is about focusing on the upsides of our beautiful technicolor brains and how to use them to our advantage while also acknowledging, understanding, and making it very real that there are hard parts and that we can absolutely manage those. I don't believe that ADHD is a disability. And I know that ADHD women can do whatever the fuck they set their minds to. And period. End of story. The end. No caveats. So if that's not your jam, I may not be your jam. And that's totally 1,000% okay. You can just hit stop right now. But If you do share that point of view or you're like intrigued by that point of view, please stick around. So let's get into it. A new client hired me and we started discussing money beliefs. And this investment with me was so hard for her, not because she didn't want to invest, not because I wasn't the right person, but because of money shit. And I could hear it. She was sharing it with me at length, which was wonderful because I could do certain things out of the gate to start to even help her before her and I ever met. She has, as of this episode, not done her 90-minute slingshot session with me, which by the point of time you hear this, she will have done that. But we discussed money and how she's seen money over the last few years. And so I gave her some homework, some pre-work before even working with me, before filling out her questionnaire, any of that stuff, to read those two books. And that was You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero and Rich as Fuck by Amanda Francis. And so I recommended those to her. But one of the things that came up was like such a powerful statement. And this kind of goes into something we talked about in the last episode. There is no prize for sacrificing and dying broke. There's no prize for being the most broke person, for being the most stingy person, for being the most safe person, for having the most, money in savings. There's no prizes for any of the bullshit you're putting yourself through or you may be putting yourself through that you don't have to be. The other thing that came up is that you are allowed to have what you want because you want it. That is the only reason you need. You want it because you fucking want it. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. You don't have to give anything else to it besides the air behind the words. This is what I want. You may end up going into your own deeper reasons why, but you sure as fuck don't have to explain those to anyone, and you're allowed to have them. And my spicy ass take on this, I actually put into a piece of content. And this was where I decided that this needed to be a 4-piece set of episodes, because the last episode, which will air next week, in that episode, I talk about me hiring my most recent mentor and kind of my own process with making that decision and the money and how it all went, right? And so this episode, I'll tell you right now, this may have opinions that you may not vibe with. That's okay. We are allowed, right, as grown-ups to have differences of opinion. But this is all rooted in what I have seen happen with my clients over and over again about their own money beliefs, what has happened with me about my own road so far with money. I'm sure it'll evolve from here because there's still stuff, right? There's just still stuff. There's nowhere near anything remotely close to the level it used to be, right? This is what I see manifest. This is what I see others create. And this is reality to me. This is the lens that I look through. And I will tell you something very, very straight up. The lens you look at your ADHD through, your business through, your money through, lack, your worth, all of that shit, the lens you look at it all through matters. It really, really matters, brain science wise. If you choose a woe is me lens, a nothing will ever get better for me lens, a lens of I am never going to have X or Y or Z or whatever, that is what your brain is going to show you. It's going to prove to you that you're right. Why wouldn't you want to prove something different right? I want to shake women and with one hand and like hug them with the other when I'm saying this kind of stuff. This is like frying pan of love. The lens you look through fucking matters. If you do not believe any of the shit you're saying, or you do not truly believe any of that, your brain is going to show you the other stuff, right? Now, we've discussed this before, but as a quick refresher, The reticular activation system is a part of your brain that filters things so they can get in or not get in. And we literally see more of what we are looking for. The example I've given over and over again is when you buy a white Toyota, all of a sudden you see white Toyotas everywhere. Guess what? They've always fucking been there. It's just your brain hasn't let that information in because it wasn't a priority. It wasn't important to you. It filtered that out because you're getting millions of pieces of input. So instead of thinking you're an asshole or egotistical or a shitty person or somebody who's bragging or a crappy parent or spouse or whatever the fuck that shit is in your brain for wanting what you want, you have to admit you want it. And that doesn't make you an asshole or any of those other things. Close your eyes for a second, unless you're driving. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. And I want you to think of something big you would love to happen for you when it comes to money. You have a membership right now that you're growing, 1,000 people in there. How much money would that be if you had that number of people in there? And you had the support system around yourself to support that, because that feels fucking great to you. Anything around money, I don't care what it is. I want you to think about that and let that desire for that thing soak in. And think about, how would that feel? This can be a little challenging if you've never been there before, but I want you to imagine what you believe it would feel like. Now, did positive or negative feelings come up for you? That's my frying pan of love right after the fact. Bam. If you used any negative adjectives about yourself or those feelings or your wants or your desires, if any of that came up, I want you to ask yourself this. Who taught you that you are any of those adjectives for the simple act of wanting or desiring what you want? Who taught you that? Your mom, your dad, Aunt Becky, society, internal mom guilt, an old corporate fucking coworker who couldn't get it if their life depended on it, somebody committed to misunderstanding you and your life. Oliver says hi. Somebody committed to misunderstanding you, misunderstanding your life, what you want to do, what you want to be, what your mission is, what your goals are, whatever. Last but not least, is it you calling yourself that shit? Is it you believing that? Where did it come from? After you figure this out, I want you to ask yourself another question. I have never said a statement like this before on this podcast, but let's fucking go. Do you believe the universe or God or spirit or sky daddy or insert words here for what you believe, that power that is greater than yourself is wrong about you? Do you believe she, him, they, whoever, whatever? Do you believe they were wrong to give you this want, this desire, this mission, this purpose, about giving you this desire, this idea for what you want to build or to make or to create? Do you believe that they or she or he would guide you to want to do something, even some big ass fucking delulu thing? And I'm going to give you some examples of what I'm talking about when I talk about big delulu shit. If it was not meant for you to fucking carry it out, do you think they would want to guide you to have this if it was not for you? It's there for a reason. You keep coming back to this for a reason. You keep going forward and moving and growing this business and what you're doing for a reason. Do you think that they would guide you to wanting something that wasn't for you to carry out? Of course not. It's for you. What is made for you will not miss you. My very first mentor said that phrase. Hi, Suze. She's probably not listening. She said that one time and I was like, mm-hmm. And then I started hearing it elsewhere, reticular activation system. I'm like, oh, this statement apparently is being said a lot of different places. What's made for you won't miss you. That's the whole fucking point here. I have only ever said what I'm about to say. I'm dropping some stuff in this episode. Let's just be clear. I'm going to tell you something that I've only told the hubs. I've only told my partner. But I'm going to say this out loud because out loud is my brand for a reason. We say the inside thoughts out loud, right? For as long as I can think back, I have believed that I was made to do something in this world that was greater than myself. I didn't know what it was, but I really have had this as a gut instinctual belief. But I also believed way deep down underneath that if I said it, or if that was something I told other people, like I'm doing right now to however many of you that are listening to this and people in the future who are going to hear this, I believed that if I said that, I was a fucking douche canoe. I was a douche canoe for saying that out loud. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you have a purpose or a mission or something you are supposed to be doing, meant to be doing, but if you say it out loud, if that you are built for something greater or bigger, if you say that you're a douche, and do you also believe you cannot hold it? You cannot carry it, execute it, do it, accomplish it. Do you believe those things? Because that was a little belief in there too for me. I don't believe that shit anymore. I believe I can put the support around me. I believe I can still have the flexibility in my life that I want and still create the massive impact that I know I'm here to create. And I don't feel like a douche canoe saying that because I've watched the women who work with me change their own fucking lives because they see that they can do whatever the fuck they put their mind to. Because I had that belief and then they realized they could have that belief and off they fucking went. Fucking hooray. That's incredible. That's the bigger thing that I've known. I'm here to do something bigger than myself. That is way bigger than myself. That is ripple effect. That's like hundreds, thousands, millions of people that it will touch based on however many clients I work with, and then the number of clients they work with, and then the clients they work with, and the ripple effect is really real. I'll never know how far out my body of work will reach. However, I get to know the ones in direct proximity to me, and fucking hooray, it is so good. It is better than I ever could have possibly fathomed it to be, especially with women who are neurodivergent. Women who have been told your idea is dumb, or you have to fit it into a box, or you have to do it a certain way, or you have to go this way or that way. But fuck that. Nope. So here's some of the things. When I talk big, I'm not talking like, I want to have 10 new clients. Mm-mm. Do you want to speak on a stage nationally, internationally? Do you want to have a top 10 podcast that's fully monetized? Do you want to fucking write a book? Do you want to help yourself and others create generational wealth? Do you want to charge insane amounts of money and be high ticket because your expertise really is that fucking good and you know it, but you don't want to say that because you're like, well, if I say that, I'm an asshole. Do you want to have a massive mission behind your brand, your business? Do you want to have an impact in a bigger way in some way, shape, or form? For me, I do. I want to be able to donate to ADHD fucking research for women and girls. This has a lot more attached to it in my business than just making money. It's where I want to put it because women making insane, stupid, big ass fucking amounts of money, when we do that, we use it differently in the world. We put it into community, we put it into different places and spaces. As I jokingly say, we don't shoot off dick rockets, we put it in different places where it creates impact. I believe that. Also, you can want none of those things and just want a shit ton of money in the bank because that's what makes you feel secure and that's what makes you feel good. And that is enough of a reason. That can be your big ass thing. So, what is the thing you want to have that is rooted solely in money? Say it out loud right now. What is it? I don't have to tell you what it is because it already came to your brain the minute I asked you this question. What is the thing? It's not necessarily going to be on the list of shit I just gave you, but what is that thing where you keep saying, like you keep hearing that little tap, like that little whisper going, yes, this is the thing. But you don't acknowledge it or say it out loud because people will be like, oh, you're such an egotistical, blah, 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 whatever your main brain is making up about you, right? Now that you know what it is, it's instead of fucking dilly-dallying around and bullshitting yourself that you don't actually want the thing around money, what is something you can do right now that starts walking you towards it? Is it looking at a website to look up something that will start heading you in the direction of doing the thing? Is it researching how to take action on getting on a stage or opening up a document and writing the first word or sentences of your book, or is whatever it is about money? What is something you can do to head towards it? And I mean like microscopic. Open a website that has information on the thing. Look into a mentor or a coach or a program or whatever that starts heading you towards the thing. And for the record, this is a question I have asked myself repeatedly. I have had to ask myself this whole time I've been building my business over and over and over again. And my mission, right? I had to do something that you need to do for yourself too. And that is be really, really, really fucking real about it and be willing to say it. It's one thing to say certain things inside your head. Like I have been putting things in my content lately. I would have never said out loud, maybe even 6 months ago. But as I walk through these things and I get more bold and I get more of the ability to say my inside thoughts into the outside world, more of what I want heads towards me faster. I have put in work behind the scenes. Yes, of course, I didn't just snap my fingers, wake up one day and get here. It has taken work that's compounded over time, but I also had to make different decisions about being seen, how seen I wanted to be, and how much money I actually wanted to make, and not tell myself stories about this or that or the other thing. Just like really, truly own it. It's one thing to say these things in your head, but it really is another thing to put it out in the world, to put it in your copy, to put it in your content, to put it in whatever, right? And I'll tell you, the thought of saying anything I'm saying right now to you used to make me want to hurl. Literally would make me nauseous. I was like, I can't say that. Says who? You know, it's like, we put these rules on ourselves. They're just bullshit. They're just bullshit. And we believe them. And we don't even sometimes know where we got the fucking rule in the first place, but we've just been following it, you know? Now, saying these things excite me because helping my fellow ADHD women who want what they want because they want it and helping them make it happen is exciting as hell. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's fun. It's fucking fun when I see it happening in action in real time on repeat. I just want to keep seeing it. Those light bulb moments, those moments where women step up and into where they've known they want to go and believe in it with conviction. Woo! Watch the fuck out. When women with neurodivergence get how much power they have in their little pinky finger, it's beautiful. Seriously. It's just one of my favorite parts of what I do. You know damn good and well you can do whatever you set your mind to. If you look at your life and you look at your history, you have gone through 100% of your hardest, most frustrating days in your life, in your business, in every single place you have ever been, or every single thing you have been through. You are still here. I believe you can do, have, and become whatever you want to because the universe doesn't miss, like ever. And the most fun part of my work is teaching you to really fucking go for it. Go for it means different things to so many people. It doesn't have to be as big as the things that I'm saying here, but big to every human is subjective. What is the big thing for you? I'm here to brainwash you into believing in yourself like irrationally. I also know I can help you have exponential growth in the way that works for your brain, not mine, not another client, yours. So, this episode here with money is about admitting it, admitting what you want. Because if you don't admit it to yourself, you can't admit it to another person. And if you don't admit it to them, people can't help you create the building blocks for where you want to go. I have clients who are high touch, who want to be lower touch and work more with the masses. You can have that. I have clients who want to be high touch and be all up in it with their clients, like me. I have clients who've done everything fucking in between. I have ones right now who want to talk on stages, who want to write things, who want to do bigger things. They're coming to me. More of you are coming to me. It's so much fun. Holy balls. Lucky me. This is what keeps it fun. It keeps the novelty and the dopamine flowing for me in my business. I was seeing this thing that, you know, how Tony Stark, if you can't see me, it's kind of hard to visualize it, but there's a reel out there. Tony Stark is in the middle of the air and he's pointing to all these different things and there's just like digital shit in the air and he's like pointing and pulling this direction. That's how I look at businesses. Businesses are fun for me to find the puzzle pieces that are missing, help connect those things so that they flow, right? That to me is what keeps my business novel and it keeps that dopamine flowing because I can see those things more quickly than other people can. And that's what makes it fun for me. And I have a big skill set behind it to help people execute. That also makes it fun. That makes it fun for them because they have that kind of guidance they really want, right? So, what keeps the fun and novelty in your business? Is your business still fun to you? Or are you feeling like a resentment place right now? Do you feel like making money is fun? Or do you feel like it's like this uphill climb both ways in the snow with no shoes on? Making money can be fun. It gets to be fun. There are these places that we get to. There's a book called The Big Leap. It talks about the 4 things that we all in general contend with when we get to certain limits that we have set. The upper limit problem is what they call it. So if for some reason you don't feel like making money is fun, that can absolutely be blocking you from making more of it because you're not all in and you don't believe that making money can be fun. You're not going to try to do it, right? Subconsciously, inherently, you're not going to go for it. So today really is just about admitting to yourself what you want when it comes to money. I don't care if it's you want a laundry service because you never want to touch laundry again. You want to have somebody cook for you organically a few days a week. Like you want to have somebody come in and take care of your house for a certain amount of time. You want to have somebody who does private nannying for, I don't give a shit what it is. What is it attached to the money that you want? Let it run wild. Let that dreaming run wild. Admit it to yourself. I know you're a high achiever. So am I. So now that you admit it, you've jumped out of the comfort zone into the fear zone. And sometimes what we do is oscillate between comfort and fear, but the fear zone is what comes next. And when you get yourself out of the fear zone, the next zone is the learning zone. That is where you get to learn the things you need to have the growth. So if you're always oscillating between comfort and fear, back and forth, that's something that's going to hinder your growth with money. If you go into the learning zone, knowledge is power. If you learn why you feel that way about money, what is informing that, how to fucking clear that shit out, that'll get you to the 4th zone, the growth zone in your business, in your life, in making money. ADHD brains want to skip the learning zone because we roll fast. We're like, I don't need to do that. I don't need instructions. All of these things we say. And that's great. But when it comes to what you want and putting this into action, you are going to need a foundation that's going to hold it. Now, a lot of us jump out of the plane and build the parachute on the way down. And I get that. But there is going to be a point where if you want to grow past a certain point, you're going to have to look at the foundation and audit it and make sure it is nice and steady for the building you're building on top of it. That's really what I help my people do, because you get to see where you want to go. And either if you're a little newer in business, to create that solid foundation, having somebody who knows what they're talking about help you do that, or you audit the foundation you have so you can build more of whatever the fuck you want. So what do you want? First thought, is it what you truly want? Because what you truly want, it's already yours. You do know that, right? like what you truly want, it's already yours. You just have to walk fucking towards it. And I'm not saying this to be rah-rah sis boom ba or inspirational or motivational or whatever. Like, I mean this literally. It's yours if you keep walking towards it. And if you want to share that something with me that you haven't said to anybody else, and I'm a fucking stranger to you, and you just want to dump it in the DMs, have a little radical listening, somebody just acknowledge that it exists, tell me what it is. That'll make it even more real, okay? Okay. And with that, I am ending this episode. If you would like to book a free clarity call with me, my contact info is in the show notes. They're 30 minutes long. They're free. And I ask you questions to make sure I'm clear on what you need in your business and if I can help you. And then we go from there. I will always give you your options based on your needs. And then the next part, that rest of that path is in your hand, because we're grownups here. And I know that you know what's right for you and what's right for you in your business. If you love this episode, please tell everyone you know in your ADHD business sisterhood, and let me know what you loved or what you got out of this episode. One of my biggest core values is deeper connection with the people who listen to this podcast, the people who are just in my ecosystem in general. So I would love to hear from you. Until next week, I see you. I love you. I'm fucking rooting for you always. Duh. Stay untamed and feral, okay? Bye. Oh, hey, you're still here. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the ways to follow me. And of course, my goal is to find and help as many women with ADHD get away from the 9-to-5 grind, because it's just not designed for our neurospicy brilliance, and there are other ways to do life. So by subscribing, sharing, and giving a 5-star review, it helps other women find this podcast as well. And if there's an episode you really love, please feel free to take a screenshot and share it on your social and tag me in it so that I can thank you personally. Until next time, you spicy brained unicorn. Bye.